Hi friends, this is Praveen. Welcome back to my YouTube channel Edify Let's Learn Together. So a couple of weeks back I have posted a video on how to talk to anyone. So the first part of the video spoke about how to make a better impression when you meet a stranger for the first time. So that video covered how can you kind of make your smile as a trip to kind of get an attention of your person. How can you kind of make your eye contact to that person, which will help you to grab the attention of the users. So there are 7 to 8 tricks and tips which have been discussed in the previous video. In case if you have not watched, I'll give you the link in the comment section. After this video, you can definitely check it. Now we are going for the second part of the same book. So what we are going to discuss today is after we kind of make the best impression after meeting a stranger, we casually ask them, hi, how are you? But post that we kind of struggle to build the conversations. We need again tips and tricks there to kind of have a good conversation. You might be in a position to gather some information from that person. So for that you need to have a good conversation starter. How to have a good conversation starter? I'm going to say 7 tips in this video, starting with the first tip: matching the mood of the user. So now you are going to meet as very senior person. You find them very tired or dull, or they are already confused, that you try to understand what is the problem they are going through. If they are not in a position to pitch a new product, if they are already kind of stressed, that's not a very good time for you to go and pitch a new product or solve a problem which is not their priority. Whereas kind of you're going and speaking with them, that you're kind of trying to give a solution of 2 to 3 products, and when you speak about the third product, you could find that person is getting excited or the person is getting interested on that topic, which means this is matching their current requirement. How do you find it? You can find it based on their tone, body language. You can find whether the person is really interested. You need to kind of have a conversation with the person based on the topics they like. You might not be able to force them a topic which you like. So it is very important to know whether the person is interested or not. This is the first tip. Going for the second tip: now you might be kind of also have this experience. You might have gone for a workshop or a training. After the training you could have stepped out and told, I have watched better videos or training sessions in online or even in person I have attended, but the person, the way he explained, it felt very good for me. I like to come for the second session for the same person. So more than the content, sometimes the content takes a second place. The first place goes the way you deliver it. So you can again use your body language, tone, body postures. You can show to the audience that you are really interested to teach or explain something, which kind of definitely passes to the audience. They get attracted, they get interested, and they start listening to you more. So content is definitely important, but the way you deliver it matters the most. So this is the second tip. And the third tip, which is very useful, which I liked in this book, is going and asking someone what it is. For example, you're kind of having a project or a product demo, you're in a workshop or a training session. You just walk to someone and ask, hey, it looks interesting for me, can you explain about your project? What is this project solving, or what is this product solving? And even if you like someone's tie, or maybe the way they have kind of kept their office neat, or whatever you like, you want to have a discussion on it, you can use that an opportunity and ask what it is, how it is, so that people will start saying. Now if you kind of appreciate a person saying, looks like an interesting project, can you explain? The person feels that they have been valued, and they start explaining the project, and they have started a conversation. After this conversation you will be in a position to ask more questions, they will be happy to answer. And after you kind of become comfortable, you can start asking those uncomfortable questions also, where you need answers. But directly starting with those uncomfortable questions, the person might not be able to answer it. So asking what it is, or I'm really interested in this topic, can you explain to me, will help you to have conversations. This is the third tip. Going for the fourth tip: now if you are kind of in a gathering, you want an introduction to the marketing head or the CEO of a company. It might not be possible for you to walk up to them and say, hi, this is Praveen. That is still possible. But if you feel like you know a colleague or a senior person in that company, you can walk to them and say, hey, I would like to have an introduction with the CEO, can you do it? Or you can even ask them, this person looks like from a part of a senior management, who he is. So they say that he is a head of marketing, he's a head of strategy. Now what happens, you can say, hey, I'm very interested in marketing, these are the projects which I have worked, I will be happy to kind of introduce myself. But than me doing it, will it is fine for you to do it for me? Now it creates an opportunity. This person goes to the CEO or the head of marketing and says, hi, this is Praveen, he has worked in this project, he represents this team and he would like to have a conversation with you. Now this person has given a small introduction to you. It is easy for you to build a conversation on top of it. So using people or friends or colleagues as a person to start, you can take a help of them to have a quick introduction, and then from on you can build on. This is the fourth tip. Going to the fifth one. Now after the basic conversation like hi, how are you, it might be eventually lead to a question of where you are from. Now you can answer it in multiple ways. For example, I can answer saying that I'm from Udumalpet. Now Udumalpet is a place where most of the people doesn't know, or even we assume that they know it. After you say that you are from Udumalpet, what you are expecting them to kind of ask further questions? Do you expect them to come and ask you by themselves what are the businesses are happening there, is there any tourist spot nearby? They might not definitely ask those questions by themselves. You need to kind of give the hint. But for everyone the same hint doesn't work. If it's your colleague who likes to travel a lot, you can give a hint saying that I'm from Udumalpet. It's called as poor man's Ooty. There are a lot of hill stations and tourist spot across it. And if he's a person from a movie industry or who likes movies, you can say lot of movies have been taken in my place, especially around Tirumuthi hills and so. Now the person gets excited. He might start asking which are the movies where have been taken there. If it's a person who likes to travel, he will be asking what are the tourist spots nearby, what are the places you have gone, what are the major attractions there. Now you have further conversation topics to have, so that the introduction will not stop with hi, how are you. Now after this there is one more opportunity, commonly asked question, that you are meeting a stranger, they might end up asking what you are doing. Now if you say I'm a business analyst, I'm a project manager, if you say I'm a coder, I'm a software engineer, this doesn't again help them to have a further conversation with. Now you need to give them a slightly additional information which will increase their curiosity and they'll start asking questions. For example, in my case, if I say I'm a business analyst, people will be like, okay, but what do you do? Maybe they might not be willing to ask that question, they stop it there. But if you say to them, we kind of identify the requirements of bank and sell software, so that they will be able to disperse loan in 10 to 15 minutes. Now you have kind of given them good piece of information. They might be asking who are your clients, what are the products you are selling, how it is possible in 10 to 15 minutes. Now there are three areas or questions which pops up in the mind of the user or the opposite person. They might end up asking the same questions and you might have a lengthy conversation. So your information like or an introduction should not be a single line. It should kind of build curiosity. Even this information can be built according to the user who's sitting opposite. If he's a businessman, separate, create it separately. If he's your friend, create it differently. So by doing so, you could have a better conversation. This is the sixth tip. Seventh tip, it is maybe slightly, people might not feel comfortable, but you could find this you in the certain situations, like there's a mass gathering happening or there is an event happening where people are already comfortable in groups. You feel like you are left alone, you want to be participative in such groups, but while you go in you might feel like they're not welcoming you because they are already kind of in a discussion. Now you hear the topic, they're speaking about a politics or they're speaking about a product launch, they're speaking about movie. Now you understand what is the topic of discussion, you have a very good point or an interesting point to make. You can just say to people, hey, just listen that you have been discussing about this business, you have been discussing about the movie. Even I come from the same industry, I have a brilliant idea to pitch or I have a topic to discuss. Maybe the initial few seconds might be a bit awkward for them, that you have heard them, but after you pitch your idea or you have your conversation, they start feeling comfortable, they include you. This is one of the ways. Some people might not feel comfortable, but still, if you have felt left alone and you want to be part of the larger gatherings, you need to kind of listen to what people speak, and just when you get a right opportunity, barge in and say, hey, I have a topic to discuss, I have something to say here. And people, once you complete the discussion, if they find it attractive, they definitely will pick it up. So these are the 7 tips which I had for this video. There are 6 more which will come as part of the next video. Hope these videos are helpful for you. I am following personally the tips whatever I am suggesting in this video, especially trying to keep the introduction better, trying to kind of say more things about my place so that it can lead to conversation, understanding people's mindset and mood. All these are tips which I am personally following. I would also like to hear from you in comments, what are the tips and tricks which you felt useful, which you are going to follow. Please do drop it in comment, it will help me and get me motivated that my video and the presentation which I am doing is helping someone. Thanks for watching this video till the end. Please do subscribe if you are not subscribed. Till next week, bye bye.